In this session, I'm going to introduce you another interesting applications of pattern discovery called pattern discovery for image analysis. We know image analysis or computer vision, there have been lots of techniques developed in this field. Okay. Then there's one interesting recent line of work is using visual pattern discovery to do image analysis. We can take this picture as an example. For this image, we may find there are many interest points. These interest points we call visual primitives. Every visual primitive can be described by a set of visual features, or you can think it's a high dimension visual feature vector. And then each image is a collection of visual primitives. Then we'll study how to turn those visual primitives into patterns and how to do pattern mining on large number of images. So that means we want to study visual pattern discovery problem. Okay. For visual pattern discovery, we can think about from these images, we can use feature extraction. We can extract lots of high dimension features. They form visual primitives. Those visual primitives can be clustered based on their space. They may cluster into visual items. Okay. Those visual items, if they are similar, then they belong to the same item. You can map them into different item ID. For example, you can map this feature into W, and maybe another picture have a similar one. They actually also call it W. Okay. Then each visual primitive, they can have, based on the k-nearest neighbor, they can form small clusters, and those we usually call them a transaction. Okay. For example, you may find these three visual primitives can form a transaction like CBA as a transaction. Okay. Then an image may have many transactions, okay, in every image. Then if there are many images, you may, based on their transactions, you do the frequent pattern mining, you will be able to find some visual patterns. For example, in these pictures, you may find a BA and CA actually are quite frequent together in those transactions. So you can say BA and CA or CBA are frequent patterns, are the frequent visual patterns in those images. So the simple example could be this. Suppose we have 4 pictures. Each picture you may find certain visual primitives from items. Those items, based on the k-nearest neighbor, they form transactions. Then for this car, you may find the 2 transactions here, G12 and G13. Okay. Then they contain a set of items. EDABC could be the transactions containing those items. Each item actually is a set of visual primitives from the items. Okay. But if you do frequent pattern mining, you may find among those images, you can get AB as frequent item set, and actually this AB represents something related to the wheels of the car. So that's the reason those frequent pattern mining can help identify certain unique features in different images. So then the interesting thing could be, because images are spatial data, then spatial configuration does matter. Then because sometimes those transactions spatially are very close, they may overlap each other, then they may have overcounting problem. For example, this AB, actually in this image, there's only one such AB pattern. But since based on your feature image, they are clustered together, you get 2 transactions, you actually count AB twice in this picture. Okay. So there's an overcounting problem. Another problem encountered in this visual pattern discovery is uncertainty problem, because you may have some those wheels can be partially occluded by other objects or mixed with other objects, you may have lots of noise. Okay? Some feature you may not be able to detect. Another is visual synonym and the polysemy problem. The essentially is sometimes the same feature actually may represent different objects, or one object can be represented by different kinds of feature set. Okay? So we need to revise our frequent pattern discovery algorithm to handle this overcounting problem, uncertainty problem, synonym, and the polysemy problems. Actually, there are interesting studies in computer vision community. They developed some interesting visual pattern discovery methods for images and video data. So if you are interested in this, I would recommend you study those research papers to gain your knowledge to certain depths.